Hey, and welcome to the pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is Tuesday. It's not just any other Tuesday. It's the Tuesday where I pick up my almost brand new Jetta GI. Wait, what the hell is it called? I don't think it's called Jetta GI. Let me get you the actual name of the Jetta that I'm getting. Let me find it. Lord. It is a Jetta GLI, and it is a 2019, and it's pretty nice, and I can't wait to see it. Super excited about this next step in this journey of finding a new car. Saturday, I went to Vernon Volkswagen, and I was desperately in need for a new vehicle. My past vehicle was a 2008, and it was not really reliable at all. It would work when it wanted to, and I kept having to bring it back to a mechanic. And I just don't have time for that. My mom tried to, say, be happy you have a car. Be happy it's something that's already paid for. You can get it fixed. But, I don't have time to fix it. So it's not that I'm trying to say, I wasn't grateful for a car or whatever. It's just that I didn't have time to fix it. So I'm very excited about the fact that, excuse me, I am getting this new Jetta, and I can't wait to get in it. It's got leather seats, it's push to start, it's got a sunroof, it has Apple CarPlay, and I'm dying, sorry. And it's great. I'm just super excited about it. Buying a car is never easy, and it's always fun to have something that's newer compared to the year you're in. Oh, it's a Jetta 14T SE. That's what it is. And I gotta tell you, I'm super excited. I'm transitioning from an SUV to a car, so it's gonna be nice not to have to spend $80 on gas. It's not electric because I can't afford an electric vehicle right now. And also, I live in an area where there are no places to charge cars, so there's that. Outside of that, today is Tuesday. Have you looked in the mirror? Have you seen your reflection? Have you recognized your past, your current, and maybe what you want to do next? Did you know that you can do anything you put your mind to? I'm going to say it just like I said yesterday. I don't know if you want to become the president of the United States, or you want to work at NASA, or you want to build spaceships in the, Saturn. I got to tell you, maybe I wouldn't attempt that. But outside of that,
is creating, and the need then for some of the most trust.
I got to tell you that you have to put your mind to something and not be afraid to at least attempt to try. You have to never give up, like John Cena says for the WWE, and you have to say, yes, I can, to yourself. When I went to the car place on Saturday last weekend, I didn't think that I was going to be able to get a vehicle. I just figured, woe is me, it's not going to happen. I'm going to go here, try to trade in my vehicle for its Kelly Blue Book price, and they're going to tell me no, and they're not going to let me get into a vehicle. I ended up getting a vehicle with less miles on it than I thought I was going to get, and I ended up getting something that I really like. Regardless of what anybody else thinks, if they think I shouldn't spend money, if they think I should just be happy with what I had, currently in my life right now, it was time for a change. If you're feeling that way too, don't feel bad about feeling like that, and go do what makes you happy, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if you're happy. Right? Anyways, let's get to the next part of our conversation. Never give up, and yes, you can. And let's get on with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us anyway. So, the liars. Let's get on with it. How many are there? They're all of the media. We talked about that yesterday, how annoying they are. There's a problem with immigration in the United States of America. There's an inflation problem that they created a bill for that doesn't fix it. What's the deal with the student loan forgiveness that I can't figure out? Because, hey, if they want to give student loan forgiveness, can I get complete student loan forgiveness? That'd be great. Why don't you give student loan forgiveness for people that actually need student loan forgiveness? Why are we giving student loan forgiveness to doctors and nurses and shit? Question. Why? Anyways, moving on from that. Why is no one calling them out? Kamala Harris is acting like ultrasounds for babies doesn't predict a heartbeat at 6 weeks, and no doctors are calling her the fuck out. But when Trump was there and he might have said some irrational things, everybody wanted to talk about him. Kamala Harris is denying reality with children. This bitch has kids. Are you kidding me? So you people are okay with murdering the lives of children? I'm so glad I'm pro-life. I don't want to be on the side of any of that psychoticness. And I'm sorry, if you're listening to this and you have had an abortion, you need to look in the mirror at yourself. Do you realize what you did? A child could be alive right now. And I don't want to hear the excuse of I didn't know what to do. Well, what the fuck does that mean? Your ass is alive. What if you were an abortion? You'd be dead. It's really convenient for people that are alive to talk about abortions. No one wants to be held responsible. People just want to have all the sex they can have without any responsibility for an outcome. That's what the fuck this is. These fuckers want to run around, no precautions, no safety nets, no responsibility. That's what this is. They want to have all these kids and then they want to give them up for adoptions, or they want to be able to kill them whenever they can. They want to have the ability to kill a child up to 9 months in the womb when we know the child's alive. California, like I've said on other podcasts, wants to pass legislation for that shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Let's move on to immigration from abortion. 2 million people walking across Texas and Arizona into the United States and not being citizens of this country is a fucking problem. Kamala Harris can lie. Biden can go on TV and lie to the shitty ass reporters that aren't doing their fucking jobs, being all willy-nilly with him, giving him a pass. That man belongs in a locked, gated facility, okay? That's where elderly people go. He belongs in one of those. It's time for him to just leave. And Kamala Harris isn't going to fix the problem because nobody in the United States actually likes her. Remember when she went to fucking Haiti and told all the Haitians to stay there? Bitch, how are you going to tell Haitians to stay there, but Ukrainians are jumping fences, Mexican drug lords are coming over here, convincing people to sell drugs in the United States of America. People are dying from fentanyl overdoses, and shit's really bad out here, man. Let's move on from the fact that immigration, it's really convenient for them to say whatever the fuck they wanted to say about Ron DeSantis and the police officer that was supposedly going to go after him. What happened to that story? How can you go after somebody without probable cause, you dumbass? That's what's happening. People don't like the fact that people are saying things to them. So they'll do anything they can to take your eye off the ball. They are the false news. They are the shitty media, and they are the problem. If anybody is creating an issue, it's them. It is fucking them. They say whatever is feasible to their cause. Their cause is their wallet. They don't give a flying fuck about anybody. And I mean anybody. Does Nancy Pelosi need all that money? Her husband got into a car accident, a DUI. He's fucking 80-something in a fucking Porsche. These people aren't ordinary people, man. Don't for 1 second believe their shit. Nancy Pelosi needs to get voted the fuck out of her power, and Biden needs to get put in a psychiatric mental facility for elderly people, because clearly he doesn't know what the fuck day it is. And we need to stop lying about everything. It's so convenient to just not say things because you don't want to talk about it. Well, I want to talk about it. They don't know what they're doing. The Green New Deal doesn't work. You need something to fall back on. Telling people to not drive or not use certain things at a certain time isn't the solution. California is failing. I wouldn't go to California for anything. And anybody that lives there probably should move the fuck out of there. It's not a place you want to be. Any way you could know to get out of California is the fact that Tesla is not there. Tesla's in Texas. Hello? Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Democratic states are just an epitome. And although I do live on the East Coast, and I'm sad the state I live in is not run by a Republican, because Democrats don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like I've said before, I like the East Coast. But I hate listening to these morons on the news lie. I hate hearing Biden act like he's doing something so great, bragging about the fucking gas price. Before you got into office, dumb fuck, gas was $1.84. We are never going to see that again in the United States of America. $1.84. Right now, gas is $3.84. It was $4.84. And before that, it went up to 5 something. Ridiculous. It's going to be a cold winter if you live in a certain part of the country, especially if they're going to be telling you they want you to limit how high or how low you're turning up your AC or heat, because they want you to think about the environment. Fuck the environment, okay? At this point, there's no saving this shit. If you guys really wanted to save the planet, you should have implemented some things long ago. Why weren't you doing this 20 years ago? Now you all of a sudden want to fix things that aren't going to make a difference. Do you know all the money and effort that they're spending into doing a Green New Deal is going to be like a 1% difference long term? That's not going to help the planet. And that's not going to help the United States of America if China and India are like, fuck you too. And right now, China is doing deals with Russia, pretty much telling America, suck rocks. They're going to get all the gas they want from Putin, while America is like just being Ukraine's bitch, basically. Listening to the fucking moron president of Ukraine go out and talk all this shit about how it's America's responsibility to do something. Bitch, it's not America's responsibility to do anything. I'm sorry you're in a war right now, but you need to handle your own business, and that doesn't have shit to do with us. That's what Biden should have said. Biden doesn't need to go to these eighth world fucking countries begging people for gas like a moron. Like Saudi Arabia. Why are we talking Saudi Arabia? Why are we talking about Iran? Why did we take people out of Afghanistan? Great, you helped us out, super, but we got to get the fuck out of here and leave. Whoever gets left behind, too bad. I don't want to hear stories about them. I don't know why they're on the news crying about how many people are over there and they had families. That's too fucking bad. If you wanted to leave, you should have been on the fucking planes that came into the night to the United States of America months ago. Should have figured out a way to get on the goddamn plane. If you didn't figure out a way to get on that plane, I don't want to hear your sob story about what you're doing there. I don't care. I'm sorry that Afghanistan isn't a great place to live, but no one told you to go there if you're American. Hello? And also, if you're Afghanistanian, why are you working with Americans knowing that the person in charge of your country doesn't like it? It's likely at some point they're not going to be there. And I'm sorry, it's not the United States' responsibility to fix the fucking world. The World Health Organization is a joke. NATO is a joke. We shouldn't be a part of any of these things. If we're going to be strong, if we're going to hold up against these other places, we have to actually be strong. And being strong doesn't mean making deals with Ukraine. It doesn't. Being strong doesn't mean going to fucking Taiwan, Nancy Pelosi showing how much of a fucking moron she is. It means following whatever dealings we have with China so we can stay on good terms with them, since we do a lot of business with them and they do a lot of things in the United States. Do you know how much land they're fucking buying? We have a big problem here. They want you to feel sympathy for people in the United States that aren't doing anything, that are getting handouts, that are not part of the working class. Then Biden wants to promote the working class and talk about all he's doing for the working class. If you were doing something for the working class, Biden, forgive all student loans. Don't forgive a certain amount of student loans. Just forgive all of them then. What the fuck? Also, how about we stop taxing the shit out of the middle class, and how about we tax some of these poor bums that don't work at jobs, okay? Why are they giving all this government assistance shit so they can live in public housing, or they get to live in special apartments and they don't have to spend any money out of their own pockets, while I have to go to fucking work and work 40 hours a week and I'm tired and I don't have any time to do anything. But you want to give them something free? That is the United States of America. The United States has a Democratic Party that is trying to make happy someone that's sucking their tit, taking everything from them. That's what they like. I'm not that person. I won't be that person. I'm a proud Republican, and I'm going to stay this way. I believe in conservatism, and I believe in God. I am a Catholic, and I will not deny things. You don't have to agree with me. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to believe in God. You can be atheist. You can be Baptist. You can be Jehovah's Witness. You can be whatever you want. I don't care. None of that matters. What I'm saying is this Democratic Party is like a fucking cult. They'll say anything to you so they can lie and do whatever the fuck they're doing, but they're not doing anything. Be aware of that. Please be aware of that. Moving on to the next part of our conversation, outside of the fact that I hate the government in the United States of America and they're so fucking annoying and I wish they would just all retire. Please, God, let them just retire. Let them just call it. They can't have power. Democrats do never need to be in charge of the Senate or the House again. And I'm sorry, Nancy needs to lose her power. They really think they're going to get the House and Senate after what they're doing with Trump? Seriously? This is them, dude. This is them. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. Cars cost more now. Remember how I told you I bought a new car? Well, cars cost more now. It was kind of more expensive than I thought it was going to be. But fucking inflation is everywhere. The price of a car like 4 years ago, newer, it's more expensive. And honestly, if you want a car that's got less miles on it, then you're probably going to have to pay more for it. Honestly, to be safe, you probably shouldn't have a vehicle that's got 100,000 miles or more in it because you're going to have to continue to maintain it and fix it. My Nissan Rogue was a 2008, and basically all summer I had to fix it. I had to put new, I think it's rotary cuffs or something with the arms on. Then I had to get the battery died. I had to get that fixed. Then the belt was messed up after I had to get the what's it called? It wasn't the battery. Something else had broken on it at a very awkward place. Just you have to be careful with old cars. And as somebody that barely has time to do anything, I couldn't do it anymore. Now I know my mom is not gonna be happy, but I don't fucking care. So next. I don't have time to fix a vehicle. And it wasn't for me anymore. I got to the point where I was tired of fixing it. And I just felt like, what the fuck? I don't want something that's a fixer-upper. And I don't want a lemon. I don't like that. I don't like that I always have to worry about a light flashing or something not working right. Or I have to constantly contact a mechanic to see if something's wrong with it. I don't need that in my life. So next, and next again. I got a really amazing deal on the car I have now, and I'm very excited. It's a black Jetta, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I'm excited, man. And it's a 1.4T SE, so it's got all the bells and whistles of things that I like, that I think are functional and necessary in a vehicle. And it's definitely a newer year. Going from a 2008 to a 2019 is a big leap. And also, the car insurance wasn't that much of a difference. So although the car wasn't as cheap as I wanted it to be, the car insurance ended up being cheaper with me switching everything over. Isn't that incredible that the car insurance is the same price with the 2008 versus the 2019? I thought that was crazy. I thought it was going to go up like $200 or something. Nope. I'm very excited about my new car. I can't wait to get into it and just navigate around with it and not be worried about fixing the other one. That is going to be a breath of fresh air. But cars cost more, food costs more, clothes cost more, chips cost more, water costs more, houses cost more, going on trips cost, everything costs more. It's called inflation, and it's going to get worse. And you can thank one man for that. His name is Joe Biden in the United States of America, with his dumbass Democratic Party passing all this stupid legislation that does not make any sense and puts us in a worse situation with inflation. Inflation is here to stay. If you thought it was going down, you're wrong. If you thought it was just going to disappear, you're wrong. If you thought that the Fed was going to stop, you're wrong. This is only going to get worse. So bear yourself. We're in a recession, bro. Nobody's going to say it, but 2 negative GDPs equals recession. Look the shit up on Google, right? Look it up in a dictionary. We're in a recession and they're acting like it's not a recession, but we're talking about going into a recession. So we're in a recession talking about going into a recession that we're already in. Come on. Jerome Powell's going to have to do more hard things to fix the problem. He gave money away for too long and he didn't fix things the correct way. So cars are going to cost more money. Houses are going to cost more money. Anything you're doing, you're going to be like, wait, how much does that cost? Right. The Dollar Tree is $1.25 now. Just saying. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. But I do love my car and I don't care if it costs more. Believing in the Catholic way. Now, I came to wanting to become a Catholic from my husband's Nana passing away and going to her funeral. And it was just something about what the father was saying and the words that came out of his mouth that made me feel like I want to be at church and hear him preach. So I gave it about a week, and then I sent an email to the person in charge of the RCIA program, whose name is Gigi, and me and Gigi met up, and I couldn't be happier. I'm a part of something really amazing, and I really got to tell you that I really, really, really like the Catholic Church and everything that it means. I know some people might be thinking like it's really strict and you have to follow all these things. It's really based off prayers and it's really fairly simple. I like that it's a parish. I like that the pastors or the fathers don't have wives, don't have kids. So there's not money attached to it in that way, meaning like it's a lot of corruption. But because there is corruption in other different variations of religion, and I don't feel like that exists here. But outside of all that materialistic crap, I like the words and the readings and just the overall feeling of listening to a Catholic father. It's something that I can't find anywhere else. And I would be in the church that I was a member of, and I would just be sitting there, and sometimes I would just feel like this is a lot of things. Like, why do I have to listen to a choir sing for 10 minutes? I kind of want to come here to hear what you're saying. And although my current parish does have a choir and we sing together, it's not something where the choir is taking up like an hour before the father starts talking. Also, it's not the same thing. It isn't. And I just feel like I'm more connected to God in this way. Not that has anything to do with Catholicism, because it might not to you. You might be some other religion. That's not that. I just feel like I connect more with this than I have connected with anything else. And as I get older and me and Skip start to have children, I want them to go to Catholic school. I want them to go to private school. I don't want them to be in public school. And I'm really going to make sure that they grow up knowing God in this way. And it's so important. It's so essential. It has to happen that way. Because the world is a different place now. It's not the same as when I was a kid or maybe even when you were a kid. They're changing a lot of things. And Catholicism and becoming Catholic is an amazing thing. And even if you don't disagree with it, maybe just trust in God. Because I really feel like giving my heart to God and trusting in Him is doing nothing but good things for me. And I used to be weary about talking about God because I don't think I had a proper foundation with it. But now that I'm in the place I should be, around the people I should be with, I know that things are only going to get better. And I'm so excited thinking that I'm going to raise my family in the church that I'm becoming a part of. And that truly is something amazing. So regardless of what religion you want to become a part of, regardless of which church you want to go to, whether it's Catholicism or whatever else, just maybe trust in God. Maybe trust that He is the one and the only one. Just saying. Little food for your Tuesday. Moving on to the next part of our conversation before you start calling me a Jesus freak or something. back to books. Now, I haven't been able to read anything just because I've been just over busy with life. I just haven't had time to do anything. I finally cleaned out the closet in our bedroom after Save Forever. I didn't think I was ever going to get to it, but I finally got rid of a lot of crap that I had. And I was able to clean it up, and get it ready to make my life easier for work, to make my life easier whenever we move. Like, most of the stuff that I would need to throw out is basically gone now. So I don't have to worry about throwing it out because I just did a lot of cleaning. And it's important to do that. But books are important. Reading can definitely make a difference in your day. Maybe instead of going on your phone and looking at something, maybe take a book out and read it. I like Eric Rickstad, and I'm reading one of his books in the series of Dead Girls, and I really, really, really like it. I love murder mysteries, and I think I found him accidentally in Barnes & Noble. I was looking for a good book, and I started reading the first book, and I could not put it down. It's just that good. He is an amazing author, and I love every book he's ever written. So if you like murder mysteries, definitely check him out. And I'm dying from allergies, like always. Not every upgrade is necessary. I think they just came out with iPhone 14, or they're coming out with iPhone 14. And I don't really know why I need that. I have an iPhone 12, and I don't see why I would need an iPhone 14. My iPhone 12 works fine. Granted, the battery dies really fast, but I don't really want an iPhone 14. I saw this video on YouTube where this guy was making fun of it, and I kind of honestly agree with him. Like, what would be the benefit of me getting that, honestly? Spending more money, making these people richer in the phone store? Yeah, pass. I don't see it, man. Like, I want to think that I like technology, but I also have to be careful with liking it because I don't want to be spending money on shit I don't need. There's this chick on YouTube that always upgrades her phones and stuff, and I don't know if I need to because is it necessary every year? Like iPhone 13, I don't think I missed anything by not getting it. I just feel like I'm okay with not having the newest thing. I still have an Apple Watch 4. I don't think I need a new one. Granted, it's slower than I want it to be, but am I going to spend like $800 on a new watch? No, I'm not. Like, for what? Is it necessary? No, it isn't. It works fine. Granted, at some point I'll need to get a newer one, but it's not going to be this year. Like, I don't want to spend money on things that I don't necessarily need. So, we have to be smarter about that. Everything that you see for technology isn't worth upgrading. Because every year they're going to come out with something new. And do you need to switch your stuff every year? I used to have the iPhone trade-in program. Every year I would switch out my phone and I would never get used to it enough because I would always get another one. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's going to be a cold winter because these morons don't know what the fuck they're doing with the pipeline in the United States. They keep trying to push all this Green New Deal crap. And it's already cold in the East Coast, so I don't know how we're going to deal with snow here. But I feel like the rest of the world is going to have a lot of difficulty, too, because I think Russia's just going to shut them off. I mean, it's going to be funny to watch that. Karma is a bitch, and she's funny when she's mad. So get ready for it, because you're all going to get it. It's going to be funny. You're all going to be really fucking cold. Really cold. The problem with Tesla is when you want a Tesla, you're not going to want an ordinary Tesla. So you're going to want a Tesla that's going to cost a lot of money. So you have to be fully aware of what you're going to pay for the Tesla you want. I know right now, currently, I can't get the Tesla I want. That's going to be a while. But at some point in my life, I will get it. I want the SUV one. And I don't want a car Tesla. I want an SUV Tesla. It's going to be cool to own one. I like that they're in Texas. And another problem with Tesla right now is there's none on the website. So there's like a backup list for it. And I don't know if I want to order a car and then wait for it. I just feel like I'm going to be mad. So I don't want to do that. Like, it's like when you used to order an iPhone, you would have to wait in line, or you would have to wait for it to get delivered to you because it wasn't there. I don't want to do that either. I think the problem with Tesla is it's too popular. So I don't know if I would go with something that's not as popular as Tesla. Probably. Just because. But I feel like these electric cars aren't as popular as they want them to be. Just saying. Next part of our conversation. Movies. Hallmark is just reliable. I always know that Monk and Murder, She Wrote will always be on Hallmark. And I'm going to see some goofy, corny movie about some crap. They're either going to replay Christmas movies and drive me crazy, or it's going to be some friend movie or something where they're trying to get your emotional ties. They do a really good job of that. Is it smart for streamers to do deals with sports enterprises? I guess, so they can get some of the money, since sports typically go to CBS, Fox, or an ABC. So why not have Amazon, Apple, or Hulu become a part of that as well? Hey, jump in and get all you can get out of this, right? Who remembers Ghost Hunters? I was just thinking about that show. Me and my best friend used to watch that all the time. We used to have so much fun looking at that show, trying to figure out if like a building was haunted or if something was actually happening somewhere and we didn't think it was. That show was fun. It really was. I really like Ghost Hunters. I think you can watch Ghost Hunters if you have a certain app. I haven't looked into it yet, but I probably will give that a shot to try to figure it out, especially as Halloween's happening. Chuckle will be on soon, and that is a sci-fi and USA original, and I can't wait to see the next season of it. That little fucking doll is so scary, yo. I don't know if Chucky or Annabelle is scary, but the two of them together, I think I would just die. I would just have a heart attack and just die. Like, I don't know how I'd be able to do it. Just freaky. Just saying. I'm really hoping that Shudder does good with Halloween movies this year. I mean, how can they not do good, right? It's Shudder. Like, but sometimes the movies that they have available are pretty fucking corny, and I've told you many times that sometimes they try to highlight something that's not really good, and they're trying to act like, oh, this is cool, you're gonna like it. No, not gonna like it. Not gonna like it. If it's bad with bad actors with a bad storyline and it doesn't make any sense, who's going to want to look at it? And I hate when I think a movie's going to be good and then I start watching it and it's not good. It's really irritating. It's like when you go to the movies to see a movie and you start looking at it and then the movie pretty much just sucks. I just feel like I could have stayed in the house and watched this. Like, really, I could have. Next part of the conversation. Pharma ads. I'm tired of seeing ads about medications I'm never going to need or some side effects of something that I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, granted, I know MS is a bad thing, great. But I don't know anybody that has AIDS or HIV and any of the medications or any of that. And I don't want to hear side effects about birth control, about if you're pregnant, this could hurt you, blah, blah. I don't want to hear any of this shit about, and I'm tired of these fucking commercials about COVID. For the love of God, if you want to try to hype people up to get COVID shots and all this shit, do it on your own time. Why do I have to see this on TV? I have to pay for the television, right? And I'm being like suckered into looking at ads for COVID. There's more COVID ads on now than I think there were at the beginning of it. They're still fucking pressuring people about COVID. There's no goddamn mandates, and everybody's just basically acting like COVID's over, like it's a fucking flu. So why do you have movies on where you're pushing COVID? I wonder why. These pharma ads are annoying. There's a problem with the pharmaceuticals in the United States. The fact that they get to shove all that shit down our faces all the time and no one's calling them out is an issue. I don't like pharma ads. I think there needs to be less of them. And I think the government needs to get a hold of that. The one thing they should figure out is that. Like, I'm paying for cable and I got to look at all this shit about this medication, that medication. You have anxiety, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to hear all this crap. And when people need medicine, they don't look at a commercial for it. They go to their doctors. What is happening? Like, seriously. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. Big Star. 1 pot meals for fall. Like, literally, you just shove some chicken and some vegetables in with some, like, teriyaki sauce. Let that, like, do its thing. Then you make some white rice in a rice cooker. Bomb. Pour it on top. You just made chicken and broccoli. Deuce. You're done. Very quick. It doesn't take long to make these things, and they take very good. My obsession with jerk chicken. I don't know. There's just something about jerk chicken that doesn't taste like any of the other West Indian chickens. Granted, stew chicken's good, and a bunch of other chickens are good, but jerk chicken is definitely my fave. I could eat that on pizza, by itself, in a salad, rasta pasta, whatever you want to make me with jerk chicken, I'll eat it. There's no way I'm saying no to that. Ever. I love jerk chicken. Next part of our conversation. Finding easier healthy traits. Remember how I always say that it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. If you want to live longer and you want to live stronger and you're concerned about your longevity, then you're going to have to make changes. You know, I told you I stopped eating fast food. I'm not eating fast food. I'm not going back to what I was doing before. I can't even remember the last time I went to Chipotle. I'm making a change in my life because I want to be better. And I don't need a nutritionist for that. I have to want to do it on my own for me to be better. So I'm going to be better for myself long term, for myself, for my husband, for my kids, for my family. So I can run around with my children and I can be the mom I'm supposed to be at some point one day. I can be the aunt, the sister, the wife, the daughter I'm supposed to be. And I can only do that in good health at the right size. So health depends on you, dude. It really depends on you. These are traits. This is a lifestyle. It's not a diet, because a diet is temporary. It has to be something that you can do every day. Traits that become easier, so it's not difficult to do it. Water, water, water. You should be starting your day with water, drinking it during the day, throughout the day, and you should be ending your day with water as well. I talk about that all the time. The healthiest thing you could be drinking is water. There's nothing in it, and it's nothing but good for your body. We have to be smart with restaurants. Like, it's depending on where you're going and what you're getting. You should be maybe looking at the calories of what you're getting, and maybe don't eat all the food in front of you. Try to bring some of it home. That's definitely better than trying to shove your face full of things and then feeling like you can't walk. Just saying. America's obesity issue is real. More children are overweight. More women are overweight. They're saying the basic women's size right now is a size 16. That's astronomical, and that's a problem. I think it comes from the root of the problem, which is why we see all these commercials for fast food, McDonald's, Popeyes, things that, like Burger King, Wendy's, things that you might not need, like, because it's cheaper in price. Well, I'd rather be broke and buy stuff that's not going to be bad for my body. Like, people in other countries, they don't eat food like this. Like McDonald's is, like, kind of foreign to them. So I think that the problem is us. The food that the children eat in schools aren't always healthy. And we need to make better decisions. We need to be eating apples and yogurt for dessert and fruit. We need to be buying grapes when we go to the grocery store. We need to be trying to eat less meat, more vegetables. We need to be getting into a more vegan alternative lifestyle than to just be consuming all this meat and red stuff. We have to do better, and we have to call each other out, and we have to hold each other responsible. Like, if your mom's not eating right, tell her that. If your son or your daughter isn't healthy and they're small, take the bad food away from them and get them on a healthier regimen. Get them drinking water. Have them go outside and play. You can't just let your child eat. There's an obesity problem in America, and the only way it's going to be solved is if we take responsibility for the obesity problem and we actually fix it. So I'm relying on America to take responsibility for themselves and fix the problem of obesity. Just saying. Just saying. Moving on. The end of the podcast is here, and I just want to tell you that you are a star wherever you are. Thank you for tuning into the Tuesday pod of Born to Be a Star. And if you see a black Jetta with license plates for Quinn, it's me. I'm saying hi. Hello. Anyways, thanks for tuning into Born to Be a Star, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, the only way you can see in the darkness is with the light, and we are the light. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.